Welcome to Meaningful Vitality. I have a good one for you today about nature and mental health. I really do believe that beauty and tranquility in nature has long captivated human beings, and as a result, people really seem to enjoy themselves and they feel better when they are in nature. And there's actually research that backs this up that shows that being in nature can impact your physical and your mental health. Today, I'm really going to dive into some of these incredible benefits that nature has on our mental health, from reducing stress to increasing our overall outlook on life, overall well-being. Nature really does hold immense power to positively impact our lives and the way we view the world around us. I've talked about it in the past. Society and the world we live in right now really is in a negative place when it comes to our overall mental health and the stress we experience. And I think that is no surprise, but also I think that's really related to the amount of time that we spend in nature. Anymore, we really can go through a day or even a week without needing to step outside unless we really want to, especially if you work from home. But even if you don't work from home, you basically can get in your car, you drive to work, or you drive wherever you're going to go, and you go right back inside. Very few people spend a lot of time in nature, and I think it's one of the biggest things that impacts our mental health. And I really know this sounds negative, but I want to get to a positive place because I really do believe that nature can be our sanctuary when it comes to some of these things and really benefiting our mental health in a big way. There's so many different studies that I might mention throughout this video, but also I'll link any more below that really show some of these benefits that nature has on one's mental health and can impact us in a really positive way. One by Orich in the 1980s did some research that showed that those that are in a hospital, this is pretty simple, it's not even being in nature, those in a hospital, if they had a view, a window in their room that went and they could see some kind of nature or some kind of nature scene, that they recovered quicker than those that didn't have a window in their room or that their window just faced another building. And I think that shows some pretty profound effects just in one's willingness to kind of continue to grow, to continue to recover, and to have a positive outlook on life. And that's really probably what was going on here as well. Another study by Berman et al. Reveals that interacting with nature enhances cognitive function. It uplifts our spirits in a really positive way. And in their study, they had participants who went on a nature walk. They performed better when it came to like memory tests and attention tasks compared to those that didn't go on a nature walk before they were studied, as well as those that went on a walk in a more urban environment. So they still went on a walk, they still got exercise. However, they went in a totally different place. And that just kind of goes to show that being in that nature scene, being in a more immersive environment really did impact their mental health as well as how they performed. Other studies, another one that I really like by White et al., found that spending at least 120 minutes per week in nature is associated with improved health and well-being. This emphasizes the importance of regular nature exposure in our life and for our mental and emotional well-being. And 120 minutes really is not that much time. That's spread out through 7 days, 2 hours outside through 7 days. I think that's something very reasonable that we can be incorporating into our life. And if this is something that really can impact us, why aren't we doing that? Because I think it's so very important. And it extends way beyond our mood and enhancement for that. It also positively affects our overall well-being, including our physical health. I've said it before, but stress is related to so many different things in our lives. Those that are more stressed typically have higher rates of cardiovascular disease, higher rates of cancer. They're more overweight. They get sick more often. I know for myself, when I'm feeling stressed, I know I'm probably going to get a cold, or I'm probably going to get the flu or something like that because our immune system goes down. So it's kind of talking about being in nature can lower the stress and also impact our physical health in a positive way. Just being outside, not even doing anything physical. If we do something physical, such as going on a walk, going on a run, doing yoga, that can just increase our overall physical and mental health even more. And there are many other studies, like I said, that I'm going to link below, that I think are just so important as well, because I really do believe that we are so disconnected from nature, and it's relating to some of these poor levels of mental health. Very few people spend the time outside that they need to. It's something I really enjoy and try to challenge myself to do. Even just the little things. If I have a cancellation or if I have a client running late or needing to leave early, instead of spending that time in my office, I force myself to go outside. Rain or shine, warm or cold, even if it's just a walk around the building one time, I really do believe some of those things can have a more positive impact on us. And I think, as I'm kind of saying that, we're just animals as well. If we took a tiger and put it in downtown Manhattan and expected that tiger to thrive, to live the best kind of life that it can live, if I did that as a study, people would think I'm crazy, because there's no way a tiger could live in downtown Manhattan. But we're the same way. We're animals as well. Yet we expect us to thrive in this environment we're not meant to thrive in. I think if we start looking at it that way, we're going to start realizing that we need this in our life. We need to go hiking. We need to go camping. We need to just sit outside. I know when I go camping, it's a little bit of stress sometimes getting there, but once I'm there, I feel 10 times better almost right away. I sleep better when I get back. My levels of stress go down. And there's also certain things that camping, for example, I'll look at some studies here as well that show that camping can actually really help you sleep better, because it forces you to change your circadian rhythms and your sleep cycle. When I go camping, I go to bed about an hour within it getting dark, and I get up when the birds are chirping and when the sun's coming up. That is so good for our sleep cycle, and it just shows that, we're so disconnected that we have to have all these devices. I have blackout curtains so I can sleep in or go to bed at certain times and stick to a different sleep schedule, and sometimes I'm doing it well, sometimes I'm not. So that's a big deal as well. And I think too, we're going to start seeing some of these benefits if we're spending more time in nature. I love the idea of incorporating different hobbies in nature. So like I said, if you enjoy yoga, if you maybe have a meeting, do some of those things outside as well and try to get creative. There's so many different groups that people can be a part of, and socially connecting in nature provides other opportunities. It helps our mental health, it helps our social health. So finding different maybe community engagement partners that you can be a part of, being parts of different groups such as hiking groups, exercise groups. There's so many. So just check out wherever you're a part of. There's different forums or apps that you can look up to see what options you might have. And it will help you to foster a sense of, belonging as well if you can do some of these things outside in your life. And like I'm already kind of alluding to, get creative with some of these things. If you have to have a meeting with a coworker, why not go sit outside? So many different restaurants too, like they have outside seatings. If it's nice out, why are you sitting inside if there's outside seating? Like that, you're going to eat anyways. You're going to have that meeting. That's so important to try and just do these little things. Oftentimes when it comes to better mental health, better health overall, the little things matter way more than the big things. If we can just master some of these little things and just pick the healthier option or the more beneficial option, I really do believe we're going to see more positive results in our life and in our overall mental health in some of these areas. So challenge yourself to kind of start seeing how you can spend more time outside, how you can start being more active in nature, because I really do believe that nature has a lot of positive benefits. The studies are very clear. Some of the ones I went over with you, some of the ones that I'll link below, it's just so beneficial and you'll feel the results right away. So like I've kind of said so much, nature has some really powerful, incredible benefits when it comes to healing and overall well-being for our mental health. It has the power to reduce stress, improve our outlook on life, and just help us feel better overall, especially as connected we are to technology and we're stuck inside at times. It helps us to have a better connection with ourselves and the world around you. I know especially when I go hiking or camping with some friends, I even feel more connected with them. It's a very intimate and vulnerable experience because we're having deeper conversations and we're experiencing something new and exciting, and that's so good for us. So we are more connected as a result. So I really encourage you to make a conscious effort to incorporate nature into your life. Maybe do some of those things of just trying to get 120 minutes a week outside and just incorporating that just this week and then going from there. Take that nature walk. Embrace the calming sounds of a forest. It's so therapeutic and calming when you realize that sound. When I just went camping a couple weeks ago, I realized that sound, I heard nothing. I didn't hear any cars. I didn't hear the hum of any kind of engine or the air conditioning or computer monitor, anything like that. It was just silent, except for maybe the sounds of birds or the wind or just the forest. It was so calming, and I think it's so beneficial, or I know it's so beneficial, and it just feels so good. So I thank you for joining me for this video, for this episode. I hope you're able to learn a thing or two and also start incorporating some of these things we've talked about today, as well as in the past. So take care, get connected with nature, and you'll have so many benefits for your mental health and start feeling better overall. And I hope, like I said, that you've learned something and you'll start doing some of these things. And I really hope that you're able to live a healthy and meaningful life.